Throughout time, there has always been a call that echoes across the spiritual plane, a divine invitation extended to countless souls. This call is not limited by geography, culture, or background. It's a universal summons that invites people to awaken to their higher purpose. Many hear it at different points in their lives, whether through a life-changing event, an inner stirring, or a deep, unexplainable knowing. This call is the first step on a journey toward becoming a chosen one, a person who steps into their divine mission with clarity and purpose. But what exactly is this call? It's a pull, often subtle at first, that tugs at the soul, urging you to look beyond the surface of life and explore the deeper spiritual truths. It may come as a quiet whisper in the back of your mind or a sudden, profound realization that your life has a greater meaning. For some, the call feels like an unshakable restlessness, a feeling that there is more to life than what they currently understand. The universe is constantly reaching out, seeking those who are ready to answer, those who are prepared to step into their role as a chosen one. However, despite the widespread nature of this call, not everyone answers. Many hear it, sense it, even feel its weight in their hearts, but choose not to follow it. The reasons for this are numerous. Life's distractions, fear of change, and the challenges of stepping into the unknown often hold people back from fully embracing the call. It's far easier to stay within the safety of the familiar, to continue along the path society lays out, rather than venture into the unknown realms of spiritual discovery. But for those who do choose to answer, the journey is one of deep transformation. It's important to understand that the call itself is not selective. Many are called, as the saying goes, but few truly answer. This calling is available to anyone willing to open themselves to the mysteries of the universe and the spiritual growth that comes with it. But to step forward as a chosen one requires courage, faith, and a willingness to let go of old patterns. The journey ahead is not always easy, and it is filled with trials that test the very core of your being. Yet the rewards for answering are beyond what can be imagined. The path to becoming a chosen one is about more than just recognizing the call. It's about responding to it with action and intention. It requires you to trust in something greater than yourself, to surrender to the unknown, and to allow the divine to guide your steps. Those who answer this call find themselves on a path that is often lonely and challenging, but also one that leads to profound spiritual awakening and alignment with their higher purpose. Understanding why so many hear the call but choose not to answer is essential in grasping the significance of being a chosen one. The obstacles, both internal and external, that prevent people from stepping into this divine role are numerous. These barriers reveal why the journey is reserved for those who are truly ready to embrace the transformation that comes with being chosen. The distinction between being called and being chosen is one that many overlook. While the call to awaken is extended to many, not everyone steps into the role of a chosen one. There is a significant shift that occurs when someone transitions from merely hearing the call to fully answering it. Being called is the invitation. Being chosen is the acceptance of that invitation and the commitment to live in alignment with a higher purpose. It's this commitment that sets a chosen one apart from those who hear the call but never act on it. When someone is called, they experience an internal awakening, an awareness that there is something more to life, something greater than what they've known. This might come in the form of a series of signs, synchronicities, or life events that seem to be nudging them toward a spiritual path. But many ignore these signs or dismiss them as mere coincidences, choosing instead to remain anchored in the material world. They feel the pull but resist it, whether out of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. To be chosen, however, means stepping beyond that initial awareness and fully embracing the path that has been laid out. It's the moment when a person decides to trust the journey, despite the unknowns. A chosen one is someone who not only hears the call but responds to it with action, moving toward their spiritual destiny with intention. This is no small feat. It requires letting go of limiting beliefs, old habits, and the comfort of the familiar. It's a leap into the unknown, guided by faith that there is something greater awaiting them on the other side. The act of being chosen is less about external validation and more about an inner shift. There is no grand announcement or visible sign that someone has become a chosen one. Rather, it's an internal knowing, a deep alignment with the soul's purpose. Those who are chosen understand that their life is no longer just about their own desires or goals. They are here to fulfill a higher calling, one that often requires sacrifice, discipline, and spiritual growth. The journey is personal and unique, but it is always transformative. Many who are called shy away from this level of commitment. The path of a chosen one is not always easy, and it can be isolating at times. It's not about fame, recognition, or material success. In fact, the opposite is often true. Being chosen means stepping into a role that may go unnoticed by the world, but is recognized in the spiritual realm. It's about walking a path that others may not understand, guided by a deeper sense of purpose that transcends worldly concerns. The difference between being called and being chosen is not about worthiness or capability. It's about willingness. The universe calls to many, but few are willing to answer that call with the level of dedication and trust required to be chosen. This is what makes the journey of a chosen one so powerful. It's a conscious decision to rise to the challenge, to face the spiritual tests, and to grow into the fullness of their divine purpose. As the journey deepens, it becomes clear why so many hesitate to answer the call. The inner struggles that arise, the doubts, fears, and resistance, are all part of the process. These challenges reveal why many hear the call but choose to stay where they are, rather than stepping into the unknown. The call to awaken is not a single, momentous event. Often it's a quiet, persistent whisper that beckons from deep within, urging the soul to pay attention to the signs. It may come as a sense of longing, a yearning for something more meaningful, or even as a nudge from the universe through repeated synchronicities and encounters. Despite this, many people ignore the call. It's not that they don't hear it, it's that they choose not to respond. The reasons for this are deeply rooted in fear, societal conditioning, and the comfort of remaining in the known. One of the most common reasons people ignore the call is fear of the unknown. Answering the call requires stepping outside the familiar and embracing uncertainty. This leap into the unknown can be terrifying, especially for those who have built their lives around stability and predictability. The path of a chosen one is rarely straightforward or easy. It's filled with twists and turns, challenges, and moments of deep introspection. Many people, when faced with this uncertainty, choose to retreat to the safety of their routines, even if those routines no longer bring fulfillment. Another significant factor is the pressure of societal norms. From a young age, people are conditioned to follow a certain path: education, career, family, and societal success. The call to awaken often disrupts this path, creating tension between one's inner spiritual journey and the external expectations of society. The decision to pursue the unknown, to seek something beyond material success, can feel like a rebellion against everything one has been taught to value. Many people fear the judgment or rejection that might come from choosing a path that diverges from the norm, so they suppress the call to avoid conflict. There's also the issue of self-doubt. Many hear the call but don't believe they are worthy of answering it. They may feel unprepared, inadequate, or incapable of fulfilling the divine mission that comes with being a chosen one. The magnitude of the call can feel overwhelming, and without the belief that they are capable of stepping into this role, people often shy away from it. They convince themselves that the call is meant for someone else, someone more qualified or spiritually advanced, and they choose to ignore the signs that continually show up in their lives. Distractions of the material world also play a role. Modern life is filled with distractions: work, social media, entertainment, that can drown out the subtle spiritual nudges that come with the call. It's easy to become consumed by the busyness of daily life and overlook the signs that are trying to guide the way. The noise of the external world can be so loud that it drowns out the inner voice, leaving people disconnected from their true purpose. Many hear the call but fail to respond because they are too caught up in the distractions of the world to notice it. The journey to becoming a chosen one begins with hearing and acknowledging the call, but the decision to answer it comes with its own set of inner struggles. Fear, doubt, and resistance often arise, creating internal barriers that prevent people from fully stepping into their role. These internal battles are a key reason why only a few choose to answer, despite the call being extended to many. The journey of a chosen one begins long before the decision to step into their purpose. It often starts with an internal battle, a deep inner struggle that can prevent many from fully embracing the call. This battle is not merely about external circumstances, but rather the doubts, fears, and uncertainties that arise within. The call to awaken often triggers a conflict between the soul's desire to evolve and the ego's need to maintain control. It's this internal struggle that stops so many from answering, even when they know deep down that they are being called to something greater. Fear is one of the most significant forces that hold people back from answering the call. The fear of change, the fear of failure, and even the fear of success can create a paralyzing effect. When someone hears the call to step into their role as a chosen one, it often means leaving behind the familiar and stepping into a world of unknowns. This can feel terrifying, especially when there is no clear roadmap for what lies ahead. The mind begins to generate countless what-if scenarios, feeding the fear and making it seem safer to remain in the current reality rather than embracing the unknown. Doubt is another powerful force that causes hesitation. Many people question whether they are truly capable of fulfilling the mission they are being called to. The doubts can be personal. Am I worthy? Am I strong enough? Am I wise enough? These questions can create an internal dialogue that diminishes the confidence needed to move forward. A chosen one must confront these doubts head-on, recognizing that the doubt itself is part of the process. The path is rarely clear in the beginning, and the uncertainty can make it difficult to trust in the unfolding of the journey. Another factor that contributes to the inner struggle is attachment. People are often deeply attached to their current lives, relationships, and identities. Answering the call frequently requires a shedding of these attachments, a process that can feel painful and disorienting. The ego clings to what is known, even if it no longer serves the soul's highest purpose. This attachment creates resistance to change, as it requires letting go of what no longer aligns with the new path being forged. The more one clings to the past, the harder it becomes to step into the role of a chosen one. Finally, there's the fear of isolation. The path of a chosen one is often solitary, at least in the beginning stages. It can involve stepping away from certain social circles or relationships that no longer resonate with the person's evolving spiritual journey. This fear of isolation can be overwhelming as it taps into the primal need for connection and belonging. The fear of being misunderstood or rejected by others can prevent many from fully embracing the call, keeping them tethered to environments that no longer support their growth. Despite these inner struggles, the call remains persistent. It doesn't fade, even when ignored. The internal battles that arise are part of the process of transformation, and those who are willing to confront these struggles begin the journey of stepping into their true role. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings them closer to embodying the path of the chosen one. It's only through facing these internal challenges that one can fully enter into the next stage of their journey. Stepping into the role of a chosen one is the pivotal moment when the journey truly begins. It's a decision that marks a shift from merely hearing the call to actively responding to it. This moment of commitment signals the start of a spiritual awakening that unfolds in ways both expected and surprising. The chosen one doesn't receive a detailed roadmap for the journey ahead, but instead, they are guided by intuition, signs, and an unwavering sense of purpose. This step requires faith, courage, and the willingness to surrender to the unknown. The decision to fully embrace the role is often accompanied by a heightened awareness of one's surroundings and inner world. It's as though a veil has been lifted, revealing the deeper truths that have always been present but hidden from view. This new perspective changes everything: the way one sees the world, interacts with others, and understands life's challenges. A chosen one begins to recognize that every experience, every person encountered, has a deeper spiritual significance. The journey is no longer about moving through life passively, but about engaging with life intentionally, with the awareness that everything is interconnected. As the spiritual journey begins, a chosen one also encounters moments of intense clarity and insight. These moments serve as confirmation that they are on the right path, even when doubts and fears arise. It's during these times that the universe seems to provide just the right sign, the perfect synchronicity, or the inner knowing that helps them move forward. The path, while often mysterious, is not walked alone. Guidance from the divine, from spiritual guides, or from the inner self becomes more prominent, helping the chosen one navigate the complexities of their new role. This journey, however, is not without its challenges. With the decision to answer the call comes a series of spiritual tests and trials. These tests are designed to strengthen the chosen one, pushing them to grow in ways they may not have anticipated. Obstacles arise, not to block progress, but to refine the spirit and sharpen one's understanding of their mission. These trials often come in the form of personal challenges, emotional, mental, and sometimes physical, but they serve a higher purpose. They are opportunities to develop resilience, deepen faith, and reaffirm the commitment to the path. One of the most profound shifts during this stage of the journey is the realization that the old way of living no longer fits. As a chosen one, the previous lifestyle, habits, and even relationships may begin to feel out of alignment with the new spiritual direction. This can be disorienting and, at times, isolating. Letting go of the past is a necessary part of stepping into the future. It's a process of shedding what no longer serves the soul, making space for new experiences, insights, and connections that support the higher mission. With each step, the chosen one begins to embody the role more fully. The spiritual journey is not just about gaining knowledge or insight, it's about transformation. The person they once were begins to dissolve, making way for the individual they are destined to become. This process of becoming is continuous, marked by moments of revelation and growth. Yet, as the journey unfolds, the responsibilities of being a chosen one become more apparent. The moment a chosen one steps into their role, they begin to understand the weight of the responsibility that comes with it. This path is not a simple one, and it is far from easy. Answering the call brings with it a series of tasks, challenges, and duties that require a level of dedication and perseverance many may not be prepared for. The spiritual journey is not just about personal growth, it's about serving a higher purpose and impacting the world in profound ways. This realization can be overwhelming, as the responsibilities extend far beyond the individual. One of the greatest challenges is understanding that the mission is often larger than what was initially expected. A chosen one is tasked with bringing light, healing, or change to the world, often in ways they may not have anticipated. The weight of this responsibility can feel heavy, especially when it involves guiding others, holding space for their healing, or challenging established norms. The path requires courage, not just in confronting personal fears, but in standing strong in the face of external pressures and opposition. This is where the true depth of the role begins to reveal itself. The responsibility also includes self-discipline and spiritual upkeep. A chosen one must constantly refine themselves, ensuring that they remain aligned with their mission. This means making choices that support their spiritual growth, often at the cost of personal comfort or desires. There's an expectation to maintain a level of integrity, wisdom, and clarity that can be difficult to sustain in a world filled with distractions. The discipline required goes beyond typical efforts. It demands a lifestyle that nurtures the spirit, keeps the mind clear, and grounds the chosen one in their higher purpose. Another aspect of the weight of responsibility is the need to balance one's own healing with the service of others. While a chosen one is often called to assist, guide, or heal those around them, they must also attend to their own emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. This balance is crucial, as the energy expended in helping others can be depleting. The responsibility lies in knowing when to step back, recharge, and focus inward before continuing to serve. Without this balance, burnout or spiritual exhaustion can occur, making it harder to stay on the path. The weight of responsibility also brings with it a heightened sense of accountability. A chosen one understands that their actions have ripple effects, influencing not just their immediate environment, but the spiritual energy around them. Decisions must be made with care, considering not just the personal outcome, but the broader impact. This level of awareness can be taxing, as every choice feels significant. The responsibility to act with wisdom, compassion, and foresight is ever present, adding another layer of complexity to the journey. Despite the challenges, the responsibility is not a burden to be feared, but a sacred trust. A chosen one is chosen because they possess the strength, resilience, and wisdom necessary to carry this responsibility. The path may be demanding, but it is also deeply fulfilling. The realization of this sacred duty gives meaning to the trials and sacrifices, fueling the chosen one with the strength. Walking the path of a chosen one is not without its challenges. The decision to answer the call often sets a person apart, and with that distinction comes opposition. The spiritual journey is a powerful one, but it also attracts resistance from forces both seen and unseen. This opposition is not just external, though it often manifests through difficult circumstances, misunderstandings, and conflicts. It also arises internally as doubts, fears, and insecurities resurface, pushing the chosen one to their limits. Understanding and enduring this opposition is a crucial part of the journey. External opposition often comes from the very environment a chosen one is trying to uplift or transform. The path disrupts the status quo, challenging societal norms, belief systems, and even the energy of those around. This disruption can provoke fear, jealousy, or resistance from others who are not ready for change. Whether in personal relationships, professional settings, or within larger communities, the presence of a chosen one can be met with misunderstanding and pushback. People may project their own insecurities onto them, questioning their motives or even actively working to undermine their efforts. The nature of this opposition can vary. Sometimes it's subtle, doubtful remarks, passive resistance, or unsupportive behavior from those who were once close. Other times, it can be more overt, with individuals actively trying to block progress, criticize actions, or challenge the path being taken. This can feel isolating, as the chosen one often walks a path that others do not understand. The loneliness that comes from being set apart in this way can be one of the most difficult aspects to endure. Yet, these external challenges are part of the refinement process, pushing the chosen one to grow stronger, more resilient, and more certain of their mission. Internal opposition can be just as fierce, if not more so. The doubts and fears that arise along the journey can create intense internal conflict. The call to step into a higher purpose often stirs up insecurities. Am I good enough? Am I truly chosen? Am I capable of fulfilling this role? These questions can haunt the chosen one, especially in moments of difficulty. The weight of responsibility, combined with external pressures, can cause a person to question their path, their abilities, and even the call itself. In moments of internal opposition, it is essential to remember that these doubts are a natural part of the spiritual journey. They are not signs of failure, but opportunities for growth. The inner conflict forces the chosen one to reaffirm their commitment, confront their fears, and deepen their trust in the divine guidance they are following. Each challenge faced, whether internal or external, serves as a test that ultimately strengthens their resolve. The spiritual forces opposing the journey should also not be overlooked. Energetic resistance, often referred to as spiritual warfare, can arise as a chosen one steps deeper into their purpose. This can manifest as sudden setbacks, unexplained difficulties, or even feelings of heaviness or spiritual exhaustion. These obstacles are part of the unseen battle between light and darkness, as the chosen one's work often threatens the balance of negative forces. It is during these times that spiritual protection, grounding practices, and faith become even more essential. Opposition is inevitable on this journey, but it is also a sign that progress is being made. The trials faced not only test the chosen one's strength, but refine their character and purpose. These challenges are necessary to transform the chosen one into someone capable of fulfilling their divine mission, and through them, they grow spiritually. Adversity is a powerful teacher on the journey of a chosen one. While the trials and challenges that arise may seem overwhelming, they are essential for spiritual growth and refinement. These hardships are not obstacles meant to deter or defeat the chosen one. Instead, they serve as opportunities for transformation, helping them rise into their full potential. Every trial is a lesson in resilience, faith, and self-awareness, each one chiseling away at the parts of the self that no longer serve, allowing the true essence of the chosen one to emerge. The process of refinement often begins with the stripping away of illusions. When faced with adversity, a chosen one is forced to confront aspects of themselves and their lives that are misaligned with their higher purpose. This could involve letting go of relationships, habits, or belief systems that hinder spiritual growth. While these moments of release can be painful, they are necessary for transformation. The shedding of these layers allows the chosen one to step more fully into their authentic self, free from the attachments that once held them back. One of the key lessons learned through adversity is the cultivation of inner strength. Each trial demands that the chosen one dig deeper into their own reserves of courage and resilience. Whether it's overcoming personal challenges, enduring opposition from others, or navigating spiritual tests, these experiences build a foundation of strength that prepares the chosen one for the greater tasks ahead. This inner strength is not just physical or mental, but spiritual, an unshakable connection to the divine that guides and sustains them through difficult times. Adversity also teaches the chosen one how to surrender to the process. While the initial reaction to hardship may be resistance or frustration, the path of spiritual growth requires learning how to flow with, rather than fight against, life's challenges. Surrender does not mean giving up. Rather, it means trusting that each trial serves a purpose, even if it is not immediately clear. Through surrender, a chosen one learns to release control and allow the universe to guide their steps. This deepens their faith in the divine plan and helps them move through adversity with grace. Humility is another gift that comes through trials. As a chosen one faces difficulty, they are reminded of their humanity and their need for guidance and support. This humility is not about diminishing oneself, but about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and the need to lean on both spiritual and earthly support systems. It is in these moments of vulnerability that the chosen one's connection to the divine is strengthened, as they learn to ask for help, listen to their intuition, and trust the process, even when the way forward is unclear. Through these trials, a chosen one also learns the importance of perseverance. The spiritual path is not a short or easy one, and adversity can often make it feel like progress is slow or non-existent. However, each step, no matter how difficult, brings the chosen one closer to their true purpose. The trials are like fire, burning away the impurities of doubt, fear, and ego, leaving behind the purity of the soul's mission. The ability to keep moving forward, even when the road is hard, is what defines the chosen one's spiritual journey. Adversity is not meant to be feared, but embraced as a tool for growth. Through these experiences, the chosen one becomes more aligned with their purpose and stronger in their faith. With each challenge overcome, they are transformed into a clearer vessel for divine work. Yet, the reward for persevering through these trials extends beyond personal growth. It opens the path toward living in alignment with a higher purpose. The reward of answering the call and stepping fully into the role of a chosen one is the profound experience of living in alignment with divine purpose. This alignment brings with it a sense of clarity, fulfillment, and peace that cannot be found through material success or worldly achievements. It is the deep knowing that every step taken, every challenge faced, is part of a greater plan. While the path is not always easy, the sense of purpose that accompanies it is what makes the journey worthwhile. This inner alignment is one of the most significant rewards for those who choose to walk this path. Living in divine purpose also means experiencing a deep connection to the universe. The chosen one begins to notice how life flows more harmoniously when they are aligned with their mission. Synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, and divine guidance become more frequent, serving as confirmations that they are on the right path. These moments are not just coincidences, they are the universe's way of supporting and encouraging the chosen one as they fulfill their purpose. The feeling of being guided, of being in tune with something greater than oneself, is an unmistakable reward of this journey. The fulfillment that comes from living in purpose also extends beyond personal satisfaction. A chosen one often experiences a deep sense of joy in knowing that their actions are contributing to the greater good. Whether through service, healing, leadership, or another form of spiritual work, they understand that their efforts are making a meaningful impact on the world. This sense of contribution brings a level of fulfillment that transcends individual desires. The chosen one knows they are part of something much larger, and this brings a sense of belonging and significance that cannot be found in purely self-serving pursuits. Another reward of answering the call is the profound inner peace that comes with knowing one is living authentically. The journey to becoming a chosen one often involves shedding old identities, beliefs, and attachments that no longer serve the soul's higher purpose. Once these layers are removed, what remains is the true self, free from the burdens of societal expectations or ego-driven desires. This authenticity brings a peace that allows the chosen one to move through life with greater ease and confidence, knowing that they are fully aligned with their soul's mission. However, the rewards of answering the call are not limited to personal growth or spiritual fulfillment. The chosen one often becomes a source of inspiration and guidance for others. By living in alignment with divine purpose, they naturally attract people who are seeking their own path. Whether through direct mentorship or simply by being an example of what it means to live a spiritually aligned life, the chosen one has the opportunity to uplift others on their own journeys. This ripple effect is one of the most beautiful rewards of living in purpose, the ability to inspire and awaken others to their own potential. As the journey unfolds, the chosen one realizes that the greatest reward is not the destination, but the continual process of growth, transformation, and service. Each step forward brings new lessons, deeper wisdom, and a more profound connection to the divine. Yet, with this fulfillment comes the realization that the path is ongoing and the role of a chosen one continues to evolve. The final stage is about fully embracing the purpose and continuing to walk the path with unwavering faith. The journey of a chosen one is not a path for the faint of heart. It requires a deep commitment to personal growth, spiritual evolution, and the willingness to face challenges head-on. But the rewards that come from answering the call are unparalleled, living in alignment with divine purpose, experiencing deep inner peace, and being a beacon of light for others. As the journey progresses, the chosen one learns that the challenges, trials, and opposition faced along the way serve only to strengthen their resolve and clarify their mission. This path is not about reaching a destination, it's about embracing the continuous unfolding of their higher purpose. Fully embracing the role of a chosen one means accepting that the journey is ongoing. It is a lifelong commitment to growth, transformation, and service. The spiritual path is not one of complacency or settling for comfort. Instead, it calls for constant reflection, inner work, and a willingness to evolve. The chosen one understands that each stage of the journey brings new lessons and opportunities for expansion. The tests may become more complex, but so too does the wisdom and strength gained from overcoming them. Living fully in the role of a chosen one also involves a deep sense of trust in the divine plan, trust in oneself, and trust in the process. There will always be moments of uncertainty, times when the path seems unclear or when challenges feel overwhelming. But it is in these moments that the chosen one's faith is tested and strengthened. By trusting in the guidance of the universe, they learn to navigate even the most difficult challenges with grace. This trust allows them to let go of control and flow with the divine currents of their journey. One of the most profound realizations a chosen one comes to understand is that they are never truly alone on this path. While the journey may feel isolating at times, the support of the universe, spiritual guides, and even fellow travelers is always present. The chosen one's connection to the divine deepens with each step taken, providing them with the strength and wisdom needed to continue. The presence of unseen support offers comfort during difficult times, reminding them that they are part of a greater plan that is always unfolding for their highest good. As the chosen one fully steps into their role, they begin to embody the qualities that define their purpose: resilience, compassion, wisdom, and leadership. They become a living example of what it means to answer the call and walk the path of spiritual service. This embodiment allows them to inspire others, not just through words, but through action. The chosen one's life becomes a testament to the power of living in alignment with divine purpose, serving as a guide for those who are still hearing the call. The conclusion of this journey is not an ending, but a new beginning. The chosen one understands that the role they've embraced is part of an ongoing spiritual evolution. Each step taken leads to new insights, deeper connections, and greater responsibilities. But with each phase of growth, the chosen one becomes more aligned with their higher purpose, more connected to the divine, and more capable of fulfilling their mission. Embracing the path of a chosen one is a lifelong endeavor, one filled with challenges, growth, and immense rewards. As they move forward, the chosen one knows that they are walking a sacred path, one that will continue to evolve, shape, and fulfill them in ways they never imagined. The journey is not over, it has only just begun.